Welcome students to the another module of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In this video I am going to discuss microsporogenesis. So microsporogenesis is the process of formation of microspore, that is the male gametophyte, and we know that this microspore is going to develop inside the anther. In the previous video we have already learned about that anther is generally bilobed and it is containing 4 thecas, 4 microsporangia, inside which sporogenous cells are present. Next, we know that during maturation and development, this anther will develop, and inside it microsporangia will develop into pollen sacs, and the sporogenous cells will develop into microspore. So let's begin the topic, that is microsporogenesis. When the anther develops, the size of microsporangium increases, which results in the development of space in between the sporogenous cells. On the screen, you can see anther is developing. It is becoming bigger, and if you see one section of the anther, that is one microsporangium, you will see there are several number of sporogenous cells, and some of the sporogenous cells get degenerated and rest remain there, which give rise to the formation of microspore. The rest remained are called as microspore mother cell because they are the only responsible cell which results in the formation of microspore. Then each MMC, that is microspore mother cell, diploid in nature, will undergo meiosis, one meiotic division, and it will result in the formation of microspore tetrad. They all are haploid in nature and 4 cells are there in a one tetrad. As you can see on screen, there is a tetrahedral type of microspore. Each microspore will get separated by Calais enzyme, and this enzyme is secreted by tapetum layer of anther. Now on screen you will see the structure of microspore, which will develop and it will form pollen grain. Each microspore will develop into pollen grain. Pollen grain contains nucleus and has its own plasma membrane. It is containing 2 protective covering. One is intine, the inner one, and other one is the exine. Intine is made up of cellulose and pectin, and exine is composed of sporopollenin. This sporopollenin is resistant to heat and chemicals. Thus, it protects the pollen grain from unfavorable conditions. As you can see on screen, the exine is not intact. It is containing several cavity-like structure, or you can say pores. These pores are known as germ pores, from which the pollen tube arises. Each pollen grain will then undergo mitotic division, in which karyokinesis and unequal cytokinesis will take place, which will result in the formation of one larger cell which will contain large amount of cytoplasm, and it helps in nourishing the cell. This cell is called as vegetative cell or tube cell also. Then the other cell, which is having a smaller portion of cytoplasm, is called as generative cell, that is the male gamete. So after maturation of anther, the anther wall, which becomes fibrous, and the non-fibrous portion, that is the point of dehiscence, stromium, it gets ruptured, and the fully matured pollen grains are then released into the environment. 60% of angiosperms releases pollen grains at the 2 cell stage, which I have discussed now, and the rest 40% of the angiosperms releases pollen grain in 3 cell stage. In case of 2 cell stage, the pollen grain released when stick to the stigma, there it undergoes a mitotic division before the formation of pollen tube. That is, generative cell undergoes mitotic division and 2 male gametes are formed. But in case of 3 cell stage, it is already undergone the mitotic division, and it is containing 2 male gametes and a vegetative cell before the release, that means before the rupturing. in case of 40% of angiosperms. At last, I would like to end the topic with the application of pollen grains. As the pollen grains are edible, some of them, it is used in the tablets and syrups, and it can be considered as a nutrient supplement. That's all about microsporogenesis, where we have seen the formation of microspore, pollen grains, and then application of pollen grains. In the next video, I will be discussing gynoecium and megasporogenesis. Thank you for watching.